It's crazy when you think about it. Lil' Kim tried to warn the world about Diddy years ago, but nobody paid attention. She even spoke out about Biggie, and people laughed in her face. Back then, her voice was brushed aside, but now the tide is turning. More and more celebrities are stepping forward, sharing what they witnessed while working with Diddy. For a long time, it was just people like Jean Deal and Jaguar Wright telling their stories. But instead of being believed, they were called dramatic, even dismissed. Today, those same warnings feel heavier and harder to ignore.
Diddy told her he was going to kill Biggie. She knew it was going to happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie about it. And guess what? That lie held up until that boy turned 18. And he started having ideas of what he wanted to do, what he inherited. Because the paperwork was set up for Faith to not be able to receive $1 from Biggie's estate unless it was for little Christopher. And she only had one child.
Jean Deal even claimed that Diddy brought Biggie to LA on purpose so he'd get dealt with.
What about the people that say Biggie was asking for him coming to LA so soon after Tupac got killed and him getting on the radio rapping Long Kiss Goodnight?
Man, you would get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run.
The same thing happened with Lil' Kim. People brushed her off, never taking her words seriously. But now, with so much truth spilling out, the world is finally starting to pay attention. Her voice, once ignored, is beginning to echo louder than ever.
It's more irritated with the fact that, how the situation is going down, especially what Puffy is doing. Yeah, he's darn right about that. Puffy look crazy right now. You know what I mean? That's why I said in my Baltimore show, Puffy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you should be rocking with Diddy that hard.
This is 50.com.
If you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you know what I mean? And you can never make another Big and Kim. That's not going to happen. It's never gonna happen.
Back in the 90s, Kim grew close to Diddy after joining Junior Mafia, the crew Biggie himself had formed. It was Biggie who first introduced her to Diddy. At the time, he was both her friend and her manager. But strangely, he never signed her to Bad Boy Records. And the reason? Diddy didn't believe she had what it took to become a star. He even told MTV that Kim was too pretty to be a rapper and that female MCs weren't supposed to look like her.
How'd you guys hook up? How'd you guys meet?
Oh, we met through Biggie.
Yeah, we met through Biggie. Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because when I first met him, I thought he didn't like me because every time he saw me, he'd lick his tongue at me or he'd make a funny face. But then as the years went by, I saw how much love he had for me. So I love you, Puff, and I'm so happy.
Let's talk a little bit about you. We hear all the guys screaming. I know the guys have groupies. The male stars definitely have groupies. Now, you must have. What kind of stuff do guys do when they come to your guys' show?
Wow, they do different things. I remember one time I was going to a show in Atlanta, and this guy came up to me and was like, "Oh, wow, Lil' Kim," and he picked me up and threw me over his shoulder and started running out the airport. I was just really shocked. I wasn't really scared, though. I was just like, oh my God, did you see what he just did?
Even after Kim's debut album, Hardcore, sold more than 1 million copies, Diddy still refused to sign her. He didn't believe female rappers could ever sell that many records. But the issues between them went much deeper. In one recording, Kim revealed that Diddy always did people wrong, yet escaped with consequences because of his money and power. She said when she faced her darkest days, Diddy was nowhere to be found. When she served time in prison for perjury between 2005 and 2006, he never visited, never wrote, and never even left her a number to reach out.
For each other, but like I judge by what happens afterwards. When I was locked up, and here's where Puffy should feel really bad. When I was locked up, Puffy never put a fucking $10 bill, a penny, a quarter in my commissary. He never wrote me a letter. He didn't try to come see me. None of that. I got people like Oprah. She wrote me 3 letters, right? She wrote me 3 letters and sent me 3 of her favorite books, which I love her to this day for that, because those books were so inspiring. And one of them, well, I'll tell you the name of the books later, but anyway, you know, Tyra Banks writing me. Mark Jacobs wrote me every freaking day. He told me everything that was going on from when he first woke up to the end of the night. What does it take just to say, let me make sure somebody who was a major part of my family is all right? You know, like when you locked up, the one major thing is that makes you feel like, damn, this person really loved me and is on my side, is that when they just take the time out to do one little thing. It's not even the big things that matter, because it ain't the money. I was straight in jail. I had too much money in my commissary. When I came home, they had to send my money back.
And as if things weren't already complicated, the betrayal cut even deeper when Kim went to prison. While she was locked away, Diddy turned his focus to her rival, Nicki Minaj. When people questioned him, he brushed it off, claiming Nicki was his artist now, and that he no longer worked with Kim, even though he insisted he still had love for her. To make matters worse, Nicki took her own shot at Kim in a track with Diddy's group, Dirty Money. The tension wasn't just personal anymore, it was now written into the music.
People in a certain way, we've been those cats that people have aspired to be. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be around Nicki if I ever heard nothing ever negative said about Kim. You know what I'm saying? I never heard nothing like that. But then when it comes to just being an MC, that's when I gotta stand back. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they want to do things and be MCs, that's their business. I'm not with any negativity. I'm not with no beef. You know what I'm saying? And I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, right now, Nicki Minaj, you know, that's who my artist is. That's who I consult. That's who I do business with. I no longer do business with Kim on that level, but Kim will always have a special place in my heart. And it's like that. Kim is the queen. I mean, read in between the lines what you want it to be. It is what it is. Kim is the queen, and I love Kim. And Nicki's the queen in her own right, you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly the way I feel about it. So don't twist my words, don't make it no way it is or it ain't. That's what it is. And I think they should be doing records together, as a matter of fact, instead of, you know, doing anything that isn't showing unification. But yo, man, I can't preach to the choir. Everybody grown. I done been through my things, and everybody was like, yo, you went through your things. People got to go through their own things. And right now, it's that dirty money time. I spoke on that, and that's what it is. And it's a positive thing, and that's what it is. Be clear.
It's Hot 97, Funk Flex, Diddy, Dirty Money.
And I will never forget the times I had with Kim. And we can have some more times, because I'm still here. Shout out to little Kim. Shout out to Kim. What's up, Kim? Shout out to Kim. For real. And shout out to Nicki. Congratulations on those numbers, Nick. That's what's up. Let's go.
Kim later revealed that Diddy blocked her from some of the biggest opportunities of her career. She said she almost landed a feature on Cisco's smash hit, Thong Song. But Diddy told her to play hard to get, and the chance slipped away. Kim believes he was holding her back on purpose, and it didn't stop there. She revealed that Michael Jackson himself wanted her on one of his albums after hearing her music. Producer Rodney Jerkins told her that Michael loved her sound and wanted her on the project. But when they went to Diddy, who was her manager at the time, nothing happened. Kim admitted she was young and unaware of what went on behind the scenes. Looking back now, she believes Diddy may have sabotaged it all.
Oh, crazy. Rodney Jerkins, he was working on Michael Jackson's album, and he was like, yo, I was playing Queen for Michael Jackson, and he was like, man, I love how she raps behind the beat, and it's so sexy. I was like, he said that? What? He was like, yeah. So I'm telling you that to say, we're trying to get you on the album. Stop. And I was like, what? I think I might, my leg is still trying to recover because I fell out the seat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you didn't get
So
on
let me
that.
tell you what happened.
Okay.
Puffy was my manager at the time.
Okay.
And when we brought it to Puffy, Puffy was like, Puffy can be a little bit controlling because I was like his little sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if him and Rodney were going through something at the time, but it just never happened because I was a kid, so I wasn't handling my business. But I remember seeing Rodney and he going, "Yo, what's up? I've been calling and you don't want to be on Michael Jackson's album." I was like, "What? Are you crazy? Of course I do." But I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. So that was a missed opportunity, not due to anything I did, but like it just, it was out of my control. And I really, 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 really just want to go somewhere and die.
Biggie first crossed paths with Diddy in 1992 after Diddy spotted a magazine article about him. Impressed, he set up a meeting. By 1993, when Bad Boy Entertainment officially launched, Biggie had signed on. A year later, in 1994, he dropped his debut album, Ready to Die, a record that changed hip-hop and shot him into superstardom. But just 3 years later, tragedy struck. In 1997, Biggie was gone. His murder shook the world. Over the years, whispers have followed. Some believe Diddy may have had a hand in Biggie's death. Rumors claim Biggie was preparing to leave Bad Boy, and that didn't sit well with Diddy. Even Gene Deal has speculated that this could be the truth.
Person to motivate you. He always wanted anyone to succeed. He always wanted everybody to have a better life for themselves. He was just hungry. He just wanted to make the album. If he could get 500,000 fans, he used to say, he happy. That's what he used to say. He was like a teddy bear. He was just so cudgy, and I thought he was really nice. And he had this way about him with women. He was different from in Ready to Die than Life After Death to me. He was a little bit more firm, you know what I mean? Because I guess he knew what was out there after that. He just got a little bit more mature and a little bit more business-wise. Big hated the fact that all of it was going on. He loved Tupac and everybody from the West that he had known. He loved them. He just knew that it was a bad thing when Tupac passed. He felt real bad. He knew that there were a lot of people out there that would probably be out there to get him, whether it's they wanted his money or whether they, just didn't like him because of the rumors. He knew it was people out there who wanted to get him, so he always felt for his safety. He felt the need for it.
But not everyone believed those dark rumors. Faith Evans, Biggie's wife at the time, stood firmly in Diddy's defense. When asked about it, she said there was no way Diddy could have been involved. In her words, the bond between Diddy and Biggie was stronger than even home marriage to him. Faith explained that just because two people worked together didn't mean they were plotting something sinister. She added that if she or Biggie's family had ever believed Diddy was guilty, they would have taken legal action long ago. She admitted that people tried to push them into suing, but they refused. Still, not everyone was convinced. Fans thought Faith might have been covering for Diddy, and rumors swirled that she and Diddy were a little too close, putting strain on Biggie's trust. Jaguar Wright even went so far as to claim Diddy only hired Faith as a way to control Biggie.
Why is he out there working on Puff album when you got the Hit Factory? You got Daddy's House. You got the place where Tupac was shot at, Quad Studio. There's plenty of places Big could have been. Why the West Coast? Come on, man. And then you got a half retarded nigga like you'll see Big love Cali. Big wanted his publishing. Big wanted his marketing. He knew he couldn't go nowhere and be who he needed to be without it. So if Puff would have told that nigga go to hell with gasoline draws on, that nigga would have went to hell.
One of Biggie's close friends, Gene Deal, once revealed that Biggie showed him a contract for a brand new label he was planning to launch. According to Gene, the deal was massive, worth around $62 million. Biggie told him he was about to get paid and finally build something big, something that would stand apart from Diddy.
He was going to Biggie. She knew it was going to happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie about it. And guess what? That lie held up until that boy turned 18. And he started having ideas of what he wanted to do with what he inherited. Because the paperwork was set up for Faith to not be able to receive $1 from Biggie's estate unless it was for little Christopher. It's funny, when you ask Faith how long her and Biggie was together before they got married, the story changes every time. It was 10 days, it was 20 days, it was this days, it was that days. I'm not saying that she didn't develop feelings for him. I'm not saying that she didn't care about the father of her son. I'm saying she was hired for one job. Her being involved with Pac in the midst of all of that. But she didn't know Pac was Pac. I mean, come on, none of this shit makes sense. What really does make sense is that Diddy has had a long career of using to trap niggas into making them do what he wants to do or using them to move them out the way. Struggling artists trying to make their way up, not getting the break that they needed. All of a sudden they stand next to the right guy, and then now you know that guy is dead and they're okay for life. Right. You know how many people in the business that happens to? Ask me how much different Faith life, her whole life career look. How does a woman with that much talent end up married to somebody like Stevie J?
And that's where the story takes a darker turn. Gene Deal has long believed Biggie's death wasn't just some random drive-by. He insists it was a setup, planned and executed with purpose. To him, the tragedy wasn't an accident at all.
He had a contract, and what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase and everything like that. Like, yo, here, like, me carry this. I said, all right, motherfucker, I got 5 hours, 6 hours on this thing. Let me see what's in the briefcase. And I seen big contract, and it was talking about, well, you get $250,000, you know, for signing. You're gonna get another $250,000 if the thing go gold. Then you're gonna get this much, and you're gonna get that much. And then at the end of the contract, I was skimming through it. At the end of the contract said, we're gonna discuss about you getting your publishing and your marketing back, right? So I was asking Big's questions about that because I didn't know what publishing was. I didn't know what marketing was. And Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that nigga too much. I said, love that too much? What do you mean I love a nigga too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would take you with me. I said, how you gonna take me with you and you broke? He said, I'm broke. I said, yeah, you broke, man. You owe Mike Gadget $30,000 for the system and them drop boxes he put in your truck. And he was like, yo, how you know that? I said, talk and run their mouth, Big.
It's no secret. Biggie made Diddy a fortune, and some believe Diddy couldn't afford to lose that. In fact, whispers suggest Biggie was worth more to him in death than in life. Gene Deal added fuel to the fire, claiming someone from their very own crew may have marked the car Biggie was riding in the night he was killed. That mark, he says, made sure the shooters knew exactly where Biggie was sitting.
Right? How often do you think about that night? Because when I talk to you, I can tell that, you know, that night, that still get to you. And I can tell, man, that you still replay that night over and over in your head, thinking about what you could have did to avoid Biggie from getting killed.
Sometimes I can't get shit out of my mind, but I have good days, bad days. You gotta realize when you hear the music, I go into a restaurant and they playing the Biggie music and they got like on the walls of Big, places I go and I see that and you was put in a place to try to save this kid's life. And I seen the joy, the pain, I seen all the bull unfold. I saw this kid lose his life. This kid died. while I was pulling him out the car. He had died, man.
Was it for Biggie to lead a vibe party in an SUV with the Life After Death stickers on the hubcaps?
Well, I don't know if Big came over to Andre Harrell with that on his car, but Puff didn't have it on his car. You understand that? So only one that has an opportunity and only one that could have done that was somebody from the street team. Do you understand that? And they are put up to do certain things.
And this is where Little Kim steps back into the story. Word is, she always knew what was happening behind the curtain. She knew what Diddy was doing after Biggie's death, and she wanted to speak out. But according to whispers, Diddy warned her to stay silent. That could explain why her voice stayed quiet for so many years. Now, though, people say she's no longer on his side, and she might finally be ready to talk. Fans are watching closely, waiting. If Lil' Kim opens up, she could drop truths about Diddy, about Biggie, and about everything that went down in the 90s. She was there. She witnessed it all. The question is, are we about to see this can of worms ripped wide open?